mamas! Welcome to another episode of You the Mom. I'm Janice, founder of Mommy Mundo, and I'm excited for today's talk because this time the topic covers not only concerns that we moms have, but also concerns and well-being of the most important people in our lives, or the most important unit in our mom world, which is our family. So in today's world where access to information is at our fingertips and at lightning speed, access to people is instantaneous and multi-platform, our relationships as we know it have changed. And while we have to learn and evolve with these times and establish relationships that can or will thrive in technology, we also want to talk about what values may be or what practices we need to keep sacred, or also talk about how we can live with a new consciousness, but one that is grounded in values to keep our family units intact. So today we have a very special guest. I think she's probably top of mind in this theme, right? Because of her credentials, because of her experiences, because of her own passion, and because of her own life as a mom of two. She is a board certified psychologist. She's also a guidance counselor, a content expert, a speaker, program developer, a lecturer, an award-winning author, and of course, a loving wife and a proud mom. So let's all welcome my friend, Dr. Michele Alignay.
Hi,
Hello,
Mom.
Michelle.
Hi, Janice. It's so nice to be here. It's so nice to have this conversation.
Yes, I really look forward to this episode with you. You're always in my top of mind list when I have new projects. Although it's getting harder to invite you, my friend, because you're so in demand.
There's just some things that we need to do, but of course, we can find time for this because this is something very important na pag-usapan nating lahat, di ba?
Thank you, Ichel. You're in demand because you have so many areas of expertise. Your experience is so lengthy and deep. And I think because you're a learner by nature and of course teacher by profession, you've studied the ins and outs of different concerns that we have as moms. Right?
We can say that. And also, this pandemic, there's a lot of challenges that we did not realize we're going to have. So I think, yes, I tried not to be busy. That's the thing. So the irony, diba? We're busy, we keep doing. I have to set time to slow down because last year took a toll on me. I took in so many work with that mindset that anyway, we're home. Anyway, everybody's doing something on a project. I had several. I was running this and that, and I was also teaching.
Yeah. And you were doing lives. Like I'd be up going to sleep, then biglang, Michele Alignay goes live. I'm like, oh, Michelle's live.
Yes, actually, that live, I thought it's going to happen only during the quarantine, but then it did not. It continues, and I can continuously do that until now. And parang I'm not stopping it anymore. Minsan parang, lang kaya. But then there will be people who will message how they were able to get breakthroughs. So sabi ko, di ba, kahit na isang tao lang or dalawang tao who can learn and who can be blessed with the insights that I shared, then we've met the mission. And I think that's why you're doing also this You the Mom podcast.
Yes. Alam mo naman, we try to, actually, Ichel, besides the fact that you wanted to keep busy during the pandemic maybe, or yun nga, parang use the platforms because we were home, we have more time. I think it's also because you know that you can help people and people need help. So we try to do what we can, diba? So thank you for what you did last year. I saw that myself. And I know you got tired. I also got tired. I learned a new term today. It's called compassion fatigue.
Yes, there is such thing for people like me who are in the helping profession and people like you who's doing so much to help others also. That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah. And also with moms in general, it's part of our DNA as moms to have compassion for our kids and our family, our husbands. So there is such a thing as compassion fatigue, right?
It's already wired in us. Well, if we're going to say compassion fatigue, that's why I just would like to share. Simulan ko na to,
Yeah.
Janice, ha?
Sure, go.
Good mind. This is very focused on. You were saying that I'm so busy. Yes, I was. But also
Yeah.
this season, this month is really a very busy month. But I think
Yes.
I decided also to take a step back. Because parang last year, yung load ng trabaho ko, yung bang mga, yung mga dapat mga, yung it multiplied. Thank God there's work, sabi ko nga,
Yes.
there's relevance, there's a need to share. But
Yes.
yan, yung compassion fatigue, it took a toll on me. I have to prepare. And when I speak, I'm just not speaking. You know that.
Yes.
I would like the person I'm speaking with to feel what I'm feeling. I want them
That's
to be
right.
in the conversation with me. So
Yes.
literally, I give a lot of energy to them. So pagdating ng January, I don't want to work. But January, we're so full of plans. We know what to do. I'm going
Yes.
to take this year, by the horns and do things and that. Parang pagpasok ng January, I was almost crying.
Oh.
Suddenly, parang, oh my
Yeah.
God, this
Is
is
that when
already.
you took a break at the start of the year? Slowed
Yes,
down a
I
bit?
took a break and then I realized it's actually burnout and I did a lot of
Yes.
self-help, self-support. So sabi ko nga, why it has to happen to me? Well, it has to happen because
Yes.
the more that things happen, the more that we get to sit down with the emotions, with the experience, and learn the lessons. Sabi ko,
Yeah.
oh Lord, you're giving me a lot of resources again to share to people. Kaya naging
Yes.
mas very passionate ako with teaching other people, especially moms, about their well-being. Because what if I really
Yes.
totally fell off, diba? How
Correct.
will happen to the kids, even though that I have a very good helper? What will happen to the ulam? Who will look after their needs? My husband
Yes.
can, but there are just some
Correct.
things that we moms are
Yeah.
capable of and inherent sa atin that we
Yes.
do things for them because we love them.
Right. Correct. So, which brings us to our topic, di ba? We told nga Reg, who is our producer here, that don't worry about us. We will handle this. Our content will
Yes,
be
super.
flowing and natural. Because Michelle and I can talk to each other for hours.
Yes.
If we're talking about family well-being today, so we already mentioned about how the mom should take care of herself first or ourselves first.
Yes.
Because of course, if we are well, of course, whatever we feel, our family feels, we're like the compass or the
There's a
temperature
term for that.
holder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The we are the family's also emotional barometer.
There you go. I
That's
said thermometer.
Yeah, parang ganon, di ba? But
Barometer,
also,
yes.
you have to remember, the family, so di ba, parang even though we're
Yeah.
not saying it, but the kids pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yes.
burden my kids with my issues because they have their own issues. But in reality, we affect
That's
each other,
right.
especially now that most families magkakasama sa
Are
bahay.
together. Yeah. So what can moms do? Siguro let's start with that.
Yes,
No,
yes.
parang the mom, no, us muna. So let's talk about now the current situation with being home. A lot of moms tell me that they're grateful for the time that they're together at home. Of course,
Yes.
that's in good days.
Yes.
But in the days that we have a lot to carry on our shoulders and we're a bit worried about the future and all that. And syempre, and we're hormonal sometimes. What do we do? Yeah, every month we get hormonal. So what can moms do to just stabilize or like draw in whatever emotions she has or thoughts and take care of herself?
What I picked up with the many questions, the many forums and talks that I was able to do last year and this year,
Yeah.
moms, especially moms, have a tendency to hold the fort. You know that
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to see that I'm not okay. I don't want my husband to be burdened by my own issues. It may be okay, but we need to acknowledge that we are in this particular state. So moms, you have to be really honest. That self-compassion diba?
Yes,
That
correct.
self-compassion, yung sa Tagalog, bigyan mo ng simpatya, ng awa, at ng halagay yung sarili mo. Doon papasok ang So self-compassion is actually the root of why we do self-care. It's no longer the self-care me time that we know about. Because
Yes, correct.
actually for
It's
me,
evolved.
this is refilling your energy bank.
Mm.
Because you're in reality, tayo lang naman yung makakagawa nun, nobody else. And we're always saying that.
Yeah.
Janice, in the Mindful Moms that we've been conducting before, we're
Yeah.
always saying that. But now it's a different case.
Yes.
There's a question that was asked na parang, but I don't want my kids to know that this is what I'm going through. It's
Yes.
going to be different if your kids are young.
Yes.
But when your
Correct.
kids are bigger, this is actually
Yeah.
emotional education to them.
Yes, I
To
agree.
admit
Totally
that
agree.
I'm not okay, but it's not about you. I'm going to be okay. And sometimes, even when you tell your kids, can you give me a hug? Mommy just needs a hug
Yes.
today. Or can you give mommy a kiss? One time I told my son, that, Miko, can you help mommy? I'm going through a rough time. I really have to tell. I would like my kids to know what's really happening without telling them all the gory
Yes.
details.
Yes.
So
You're also
acknowledge,
teaching them, to be compassionate,
to
and
be
also showing
compassionate.
them that you're human, and that this is
Yes,
how to deal with ups and downs of life, right?
yes, that's part
Yeah.
of life. That's part of life.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's one, acknowledge the state. And uh, the other thing is that moms need to know that we have limits. If
True.
you, kung kaya natin i-acknowledge na, okay, I'm not okay today, but moms need to know we have limits.
Yes.
Sometimes I tell them, guys, malapit na. I'm already at the
Yes.
end, so please start doing this. So it's
Yeah.
already, we don't just erupt when we're
Yeah.
too loaded already.
Yes. It's
So
what
we
I want to
need,
share because my
yes,
eldest is 24. Kobe's
yes,
24.
yes, yes.
Okay. One day, kasi I do a lot of lives, diba? I'm always on
Mhm,
Zoom, and then I have
mhm,
meetings.
yes,
So all they see is me going in and out of the meetings, and then they see the events in Facebook and stuff like that. One time he went to me and he says, Mom, can you tell me why is it so easy for you?
yes,
And that's what, and I really had to pause and sat him down talaga and say, do you know the backs, like what goes on behind the scenes? But
mm,
before this live goes on,
mm,
I have to research and have to
mm,
study. And kasi he only sees na I enjoy kasi doing lives, but like
yes,
now it's
yes,
just like
yes,
chika chika. He doesn't see the hardships or the
yes,
challenges. So it's important for us to share that with our kids or
yes,
show them the
yes.
process. So that when
And
they have their own challenges, they know that this is part of the work that I have to do to get there.
yes. So that's
Yeah.
really inviting them to come into that awareness also.
Yeah.
So
True.
but it all starts when we moms admit,
Yeah.
I
True.
need to be aware of this. I need to admit that I'm going through something, because many are denying, and then they
Yes.
just keep it to themselves, and then they're gonna do pity party. Nobody
Correct.
takes care of me. But it all begins with us. And when we start also admitting our state, we can acknowledge that this is the kind of help I need. This is the
Yeah.
things that I would like to focus on first. This is what I can offer for now. I
Yeah.
think it's
Right.
crucial because we still want to keep up a good front. Many are have a tendency to be so. It
Yeah.
may have worked for us. This is something that we need to realize. It may have worked for us pre-pandemic. But the thing
Yeah.
is, we're in the middle of a very challenging situation. Challenge
Yeah.
na nga tayo sa lahat ng nangyayari sa bahay, with the distant learning of our kids, with everything
Yeah.
that's going on. Dadagdagan mo pa ng unnecessary pressure.
Pressure.
So
Yes.
I always share that in our terms of our well-being, we need to change how we do things. Because
Yes.
what worked in the pre-pandemic, hindi na siya ngayon.
Yeah.
Parang,
True. True.
okay, let's revamp things. Let's do things
Yeah.
differently. So kung ano yung nag-work sa atin before, we need to learn na, okay, we need to really change and try to see what will work now.
Yes. True.
That's really evolving then.
Okay, that's so interesting. I mean, even nga yung tech use evolved, no? Before, we were saying na you have to control tech, ganyan, you only
Yes,
this number
yes,
of hours. And now we're always online na. But
yes,
I wanted
super.
to ask you next. So, that's the mom. Now, maybe we can talk about our partners or our husbands.
Yes.
Because like you said kanina, sometimes we don't want to tell them now what's going on because they have their own burden or they're
Yes.
busy working.
Mm.
So sometimes we put
Janice, sila yung
everything is on our
burden.
shoulders.
Sila yung issue. Like for me and my
Yeah.
husband, I'll be honest to say that a lot of our issues are confronted now that we're in quarantine.
That's
Because
true.
before, diba, if we separate ways during a work day, the
Yeah.
issues are still there, but we don't need to confront it.
Correct.
Because
So now you're forced to face.
Now we're
That's
forced
true.
to face it. So, and we're forced to resolve it also. So
That's
there's a lot of marriage fallouts this pandemic.
Oh,
So
wow.
many. And
Okay, so what is your advice to, let's face it, couples who are not doing too well in the quarantine, or couples who are having really challenging times, diba? If it's
you really
whatever
have
problems you're going through.
Unang-una, there's such thing as acceptance. Diba?
Yeah.
What he may have changed. That's true. And also, what I realized, we're both going through midlife issues.
Yeah.
So parang another level altogether.
I need to guest you on another episode on midlife.
Talk about midlife.
Yes.
So sabi namin parang, okay, I think this is what, and it's also acknowledging where we are. And to be able to align, but yet to give space. Kasi I cannot force him to be so, but he cannot force me to be this way also. But we always need to align because we have the same goal in mind, to work on our marriage and to work on our relationship with our kids and to work on the family.
Right.
So, di ba, malinaw naman eh. Ano bang gusto natin? So, kailangan ng continuous alignment and enrichment.
So, communication. Okay, communication is important. Okay,
communication, and also, there's a lot of humility and acceptance.
Yeah, again, compassion.
Kaya ngayon eh. Or hindi niya talaga mababago. Hirap talaga siya eh. And then what kind of leeway? So iba talagang diskarte niya. Maraming ganyan yung nangyari ngayon, Janice. Like they realize na, oh, I thought this is what's working before. But now, how come this happened? I thought this is you, but how come this is you now?
Oh my, okay.
Many couples realize that they can. I just have one comment before that. Now I realize I cannot stand being with my husband 24/7.
Yeah, overexposure. Familiarity breeds contempt.
Yes.
So what do? You give each other space.
Yeah, we found a good harmony. We give each other space, and if it's already, and I'm very proactive, so I have to talk to my counselor friends also, and he has to get to talk to his male friends and even a coach, a life friend. So we both need to get help so that when we are together, we help each other on the level that to support the relationship and each other.
Yeah. I think the fact that you can say, we can't be together 24/7 is a big thing already. Kasi we should not get into the shoulds, diba? Kasi that's a societal, diba, parang, he's your husband, you have to love each other every day and laugh together every day.
But we have to create space in togetherness.
Yeah.
Diba?
Correct.
Even though we're together, he has his own nook in the house. I have my own corner. He knows my work time. I know what's going to happen to him. And on the time that it's just trying to pick, I realize, drop the shoulds, drop the conditioned mindset pre-pandemic. And then, kung ano meron this pandemic, as is what it is, we need to just work on that. Do natin i-harness yung new potentials because there might be. That's the magic, I think.
It's new ways to relate talaga to each other.
New ways to relate, new ways to live, new ways to look at life, parenting, well-being. It's actually pandemic edition. This is Family Life Pandemic Edition. Okay,
is it still valid to have alone time? Remember yung have once a week date? How do couples do it now?
Oh, yeah, we do. Personally,
so there's a connection time like that.
Yes. We have a small lanai. So what we do, we order food and then the kids know. The kids know so that we just stay in the lanai and then hang out and then chit chat and then eat out literally. And then that's our time. So it's usually Wednesdays. So last night, it was a busy It was a busy night for me. So we did it the other day. But sometimes we just drive through. The other night we just drive through. So we already have trays in the car.
Oh.
So that if we would like to eat somewhere, and what we do is we just park and we eat. So there.
That's
It's
nice.
still date. It's still us. But
Yeah.
it's really the intention, eh? The
Yes,
intention
true.
to make it work, eh?
Yes. Okay. Before we leave the topic of the husband and partner,
Oh.
what can we say to parents who have young kids, yung baby care, dealing with the work of parenting? Because when we did the survey, the Into the Mom Mind survey, the moms answered that 8 out of 10 parenting tasks is mom.
Yeah.
Actually, I think even more. So we were saying, wow, is it real or is it projected? Well, apparently it's real.
It's
but
real.
We were saying that baka naman mommy's making ako everything. Hindi niya sinasabi sa dad, I need help. So what's your take on that, Itcha? Like, parenting task, remember when our kids were young, like, paligo ng baby, pakain ng baby, everything. And then, how can they make it more harmonious with their hobbies who think that, kaya naman ni mommy yun? Or gusto ni mommy yun gawin?
Yes. For me, for the young moms, no, because I never had that struggle, because Coach is a hands-on dad. I heard of moms, their husbands would not even change the diaper. They hate it.
Or scared to touch the delicate baby.
We made the baby together. So we should raise the baby together.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So for me, Coach and I, when we were raising the two kids, it's a matter of talking about what I can offer and what he can do. Just for example, he took it upon himself that after I breastfed the babies in the middle of the night, he will be the one to change the nappies and put them back to sleep. Why? Ganda ng sagot niya. I cannot provide the milk. I cannot provide the milk. And so this is the support that I can give you. Which makes sense. Another thing, what is good to note, yung sinabi mo dyan, is that the moms are making ako. Actually, in family science, there's a term for that we have a tendency to do. We tend to overfunction.
Oh, yes.
We tend to, hindi naman niya gagawin, or palpak, it's not the standard that I like. So I'll be the one to do it anyway. Mas maayos pa, mas mabilis pa. So the tendency, men can be very focused on a particular task. They're not the multitaskers like us. Remember the brains of I think, remember we were talking about it before?
Yes.
The brain of the moms are the spaghetti, the women are the spaghetti, and the men are apples. Because if you look at it that way, they cannot do. So you have to accept each other's strength. But you have to make sure that they know what you need. Because what I realized also, that some moms, women, are afraid to tell, to ask, kasi it might look that they're weak, or they would not want to feel rejected. Well, there's rejection or inconsistencies to begin with. But after a while, kung ibababa natin ng konting standard natin na hindi naman ganyan dapat kagagawa, ibaba lang natin ng konti. It's training also. It's training. So now, and we need to see that they're not gonna do it the same way we did, but they're gonna help. They're gonna help,
and they have their own style. Well, it might be better than ours. Let's have some humility.
It's good to know what's the strength of your man. What can he do?
True.
What can he do? So you harness that strength, and ikaw then, what can you offer? So what if you would collaborate on something?
Correct. So that's allow them to lean in, diba? That's the new term, leaning in. So the daddy, sometimes they're willing to lean in. It's just that sobra tayong overachiever mommies, so they don't have space to put into their own gifts.
Ang term
we're over-functioning.
Over-functioning. We tend to, sinasakop na natin, parang 9 out of 10. Tapos magre-reklamo tayo na, bakit ako na lang lagi?
Oo nga. I'm guilty as well. Yeah. True.
It's a matter of, are you guilty? It's a matter of stepping back and seeing how will things go. And can you allow yourself to cringe sometimes?
Correct.
That's
And
why,
I
di ba,
think
we're
we
so,
also just have to lighten up a bit, sometimes just laugh about it na lang, di ba? Parang kung
yes.
baliktad yung diaper, kung ganyan, just, di ba? Parang, oh, it's funny and you remember pa that forever.
Yeah, I can remember yung, halimbawa, coach will get me from a talk or he will meet me up and then siya yung nagdala ng kids. Oh my God, hindi terno yung hair with the outfit of the girl and then the boy looks like parang nakapangbahay outfit. Okay, thank God my husband was able to bring them
Yes.
to me
Yes.
all by himself. Siya lang
True.
nag-asikaso. That's good enough. That's
Yes,
good enough.
that's true. That's true. Okay, so now that's the husbands and daddies, husbands and partners. That's so interesting. Thanks for that, Ichel, and for sharing also your experiences with goods. Okay, so how about our kids? No, so kids nowadays, nako, different ages and stages. They're going through different levels of
Mm.
both wellness and also mental health in the pandemic. What have you
Puberty and
discovered?
teenage.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you observed and studied in the past year and a half with the kid?
Personally, each family has different challenges. But what I realized, remember we started that the family is under one emotional skin. For
Yes.
example, in terms of anxiety, many parents during learning sessions that I conducted for schools and even companies are requesting for that now. That
Yeah.
my kids are so anxious. My kids don't want to go learning online. And then you have to probe deeper. Bakit? You have to also check what's the emotional tone in the family. Maybe there's a lot of
Yeah.
verbal that are unconsciously said na,
Yeah.
nako, matututo ka ba dyan pag online learning? Nako, nakakatakot. So these remarks by
Mm.
parents are actually the one creating that emotional tone with the children without them meaning to. So
Yeah.
these things, even if we say na, hindi ba't anxious yung anak ko? Honestly, hindi naman sila nagko-consume ng news eh. Tayo.
True. Yeah.
What I realize now, really, that's really proven. Actually, that the family is under one emotional skin. That's a quote from my favorite family theories, Murray Bowen, and that's so true now in the pandemic. So that if you come to think of it, if the parents can handle their anxiety, their emotions, all the stresses, they can handle it well. The kids will know that, hey, there might be stress, but my mom and dad, they're trying to manage it out. And I'm gonna chill also.
Mm.
It's
Ah,
not saying that it's
yes.
perfect, but it's saying that, okay, guys, we got things managed.
Yes. So if with what we were talking about earlier, we share with them what we're going through, but we also share with confidence na we got this, we're
Yes.
here for you,
Yes.
right? And it's a safe space.
Can I share a kwento?
Yes.
One time, we asked Maiya. Maiya is turning 12
Yeah.
this month. And then we asked her, do you see mom and dad? Do you know when mom and dad fights?
Mhm.
Yun yung tanong namin. Sabi niya,
Yeah.
yeah, I know naman you fight. That's her answer. I know
Yeah.
naman you fight. One time, I was speaking in your room. I was entering your room, and I know you're having a discussion. And then I have that, something's happening here. And then she stepped back. Sabi ko, how is it for you? And sabi niya,
Yeah.
well, I know naman that's part of married life. So ko,
Uh,
wow! Moms and
yeah.
dad do that. The other day, I just asked her, do you see your parents as loving or very conflicting? Well, I see you as loving. So, there will always be bad days. There will always be issues.
Yes.
But if in general, the emotional tone of your family is a loving family, kumbaga 70% that will buffer all,
That's true.
it will matter sa well-being ng buong pamilya on how you handle things.
Yeah. Okay, so if I were to ask you what are the traits of a well family,
Hmm.
what are those characteristics?
Well, family, when we talk about well-being, it's very varied now, diba? But let me just
Yeah.
focus on a well family, let's focus on the four elements, like a lecture, but not really. Four elements of well-being.
Yeah.
And that one, it's happiness. But it's not being happy. It's satisfaction. I realize my kids are contented with just what they have now. Ako yung maarte, like Maiya, is there
I
an outfit
noticed that
like for her
also.
birthday? It's her birthday on Sunday. Sabi niya, we're just home naman and celebrating here at home. I have lots of clothes naman. So it means that they're satisfied. And the best way through
Yeah.
their heart now is through their stomach. Just feed, I feed them, and every day if I ask them, "What's your height today?" Mom, you feed them with this. Diba? So that's
Yeah.
satisfaction, happiness. If there's
Agree.
that state, if there's that state, and
Yeah.
also you'll check that if the well family, yung bang there's yes there may be problems, but in general, is it there's contentment and then there's peace with everyone. Another one, the mental and the physical health. Yung hindi nagkakasakit agad. Of course, iba yung
True.
concern natin with the COVID
With
virus. But
COVID. Yeah.
mentally, they can handle things. If they get pressured, they would be upset. They will share their upset, but I'll
Yeah.
handle this. Or mom, can you help me with this? Mom, this
So
happened. So
like
there's
they're not afraid. They're not afraid to express.
they're
Just like
not afraid to tell us what's happening to them
yeah.
mentally, and then of course physically, if we're all not naman
Physically
fit,
healthy.
but
Healthy.
actually healthy in
It's
the
really
general
important.
sense. Physical health, the mental and physical health, actually in the
Yeah.
spectrum of well-being, they really go together. And then,
Yeah.
do we have healthy relationships? Healthy relationship does not mean
Yes.
at peace lahat. Kasi in the Filipino family, the tendency is that pag walang away, yun yung okay.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes, kaya walang away, nobody's rocking the
Oh,
boat.
that's true.
But the conflict and the issues are just hidden, kept,
Yes.
not
Yes.
confronted. So healthy relationship, we have issues, we have
Mm.
concern, but we're still managing it. But still, we love each other. We're working on the relationship. That's healthy
Yeah.
relationship. And then I think one of the elements of well-being, would you believe, it's purpose.
Ah, really?
And
Our
that's
favorite, passion and purpose. So
yes,
purpose is
you
part
know,
of it.
purpose is part of it. Why are we working?
Yes.
Why are
Yes.
we waking up each morning? You
Mm.
know, I just heard this from a podcast. Uh, when you remove somebody's purpose, there's no more reason why you would do what he's doing, and that's
Yeah.
exactly true. And
True.
the kids, look at the kids. Are they
Yeah.
still eager to go to school,
Yes.
even though
True.
online? Are they frantically trying to find ways to submit a project, to do a homework? It means they're meeting their purpose. And then I'm telling parents, medyo ibaba rin natin yung standard natin with grades. Because if the kids are
Yes.
meeting the purpose, ang saya na nun. Meaning
Correct.
they're well. Kasi you don't need to
Yes.
prod them. You don't need to make them see their purpose is to be good students, right?
Yeah.
So, and us, if we know we wake up because there's a family that we need to take
Yeah.
care of, there's a work that we will fulfill,
Yeah.
that's very good. We're still good.
Yeah. So tummy's
Happiness,
happy, mind's
happiness,
happy, soul happy.
yes. Happiness, mental and physical health, and then
Yes.
healthy relationship, and then purpose.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you for that. Now, healthy relationships you mentioned earlier is that they can express. So,
Yeah.
in one of your, I believe your works, you talked about being an askable parent, which I love, no?
Yes.
Because now more than ever, our children have to see us as someone they can talk to, someone they can run to. As I said in the intro, diba, people and resources, information is accessible in the online. So if they can't go to us, they'll just
Still
go in
offline.
other sources. Yeah.
And
So
that's sad.
yeah. So how do we become askable parents, or how do we keep that open line with our children?
My favorite parents, alam mo, can you zip your mouth? Parental thought bubble. Na, baka solution. We
Yeah.
jump actually to solutions. But being an adult, it takes guts for our kids also to ask us, especially critical questions. So
Right.
we need to be mindful in ask, well, what's marijuana?
Yeah.
So that to some moms, sabi nila, oh my God, pag ako tinanong lang eh. And
Oo nga,
she
naman naman.
come to me and ask me already, I think it was about 3 years ago, me how I got there in your tummy. So she's asking about how
Yeah.
we
The
determined.
birds and the
So,
bees.
yes, the person the beast. So here, we need to be the askable parent because we don't want kids to, it will lack, would say na, bakit ako binablock ng anak ko sa social media? Bakit ako ayaw maging friend? Because we do not mindfully respond. We react.
Yes.
We have solutions. We have, ay, dapat hindi yan ang gawin mo. We have shoulds. We have this parang, oh, ano nangyari? And we tend to overthink for them. Resolve things. I remember sa kanila ko to natutunan when when I heard this, because we want our parents to be part of our world. Iba pa yung may nagre-reach out, and that
Oo
is
nga.
true especially now. Why? Our kids, they're mostly at home. So another thing, can you listen and
Our faces pa lang. Di ba?
super.
Yun nga, kunyari marijuana. Ayun, ako nagdodrugs na siya. Tapos our face shows.
Actually, in the dissertation that I made, the askable parent came around. Pati yung verbal and non. Hindi dun sa bata. For example, you and dad are talking. Yung mga napipick up nila from our conversations, it matters a lot. So these are already discourses that's affecting. Na parang pag narinig nila yung issue na, you know that? And then they'll say, oh my God, if I have a
were the
concern
one.
with this issue, I cannot tell my mom. I cannot tell it to my dad. Magagalit agad sila. So there. Ang tanong lang doon, can your, being an askable parent, ask this question, can your child approach you for critical conversations?
Yes.
Crucial topics. If your answer
ang
is
hirap.
check.
This is what comes to mind. Like being a mom just us to be better people. Diba? Kasi if we need to be compassionate and non-judgmental when our kids, we have to be non-judgmental. That's our mindset.
Secret, Janice. Our kids are mirroring our. Oh my God, how can I tell my kids? Ito, instances I have with my cases in the case study that I did. This is about, well, this is more about parent-child relationship. And then one parent says na, usap regarding premarital sex. Yung mga anak.
Na-compute na nila. Oo nga, high school na eh.
High school na. Would not admit to that issue. So what do we do if we have skeletons in the closet? Diba? They will mirror our issues. Close, but it's actually a learning process for both things. If I know better, this is what. So
actually, it's a teachable. It's an opportunity to teach.
It's an opportunity, but it takes humility and a lot of self-awareness and acceptance. And sa mga anak natin, they will really not come to us because they know we're trying to fake it.
Umbilical cord, diba? They know.
Super.
And I think let go of the fears. So paranoid about a lot of things.
Well, going online, diba? We want to control. High school na, I've encountered a lot of parents. Bakit hindi ba healthy na? No more na. Because what if they fail? And then we learn together.
Yeah. So you mean no more na?
Let them go, but given proper regulations and given proper agreements, diba?
Yeah.
Pero ideally, no more. No
they
more.
They should learn already.
Everything. I would really try. It's no regulating, but you're not giving your child. Yun yung concern doon. While it holds, but who's the one being helped? Is it the issue of the parent or it's the issue of the child? So we need to reflect there. So iba talaga yung approach with some kids, especially if they're already teens. And you know that. Nauna ka magkaroon ng teenage sa akin. Iba yung approach. You have those moments with your kids. How come you are allowing me? There you go.
Yes. Wow, Ichel. So thank you for this really insightful talk. As always, you have super many nuggets of wisdom coming from your experience.
For having me. My pleasure.
So as your last advice, I mean, you know what's going on in the homes today, especially there in the Philippines. What would you, top of mind, tell moms how they can take care of the well-being of their families now?
Una-una, you take care of your well-being so that you can take care of your family's well-being. Because if we moms, if we are the ones who are at the brink already, then it's going to be very hard to ensure everybody's welfare. So don't forget, let's go back to the term, be self-compassionate. Tagalogin natin, maawa ka sa sarili mo. That's the first thing that you should give yourself. You have to be very self-compassionate. You have to ensure your well-being. And I hope that your
Yeah.
goal for your kids in this difficult time is actually to be well, not to have
Yes.
good grades, not to excel, but to be
Yes.
well, to be really internally healthy inside and out. And of course,
Yes.
if you're married, you have to ensure also that you take care of the marriage. You take care of the marriage, but
Yes.
it always starts with us. And lastly, be the
Yes.
askable parent so that we're
Yes.
creating lifelong connections with our kids when we become askable. That's it.
Yeah, thanks, Ichel. I want to say this before you go that, Ichel was my partner in our Mindful Mom
Yes.
program in
The
2016.
award-winning
Award
Mindful
winning.
Mom program.
Yes, award winning Mindful Mom program. Of course, we'd like to acknowledge Jing Lejano, who was with us
Yes.
developing that as well and in our workshops. It's
And
important 2016.
2016, yes.
And I want to say that because until now, mindfulness is important. This whole practice of being self compassionate.
And the more that it becomes very true now.
Yes, agree. 'Di ba? Parang, but you did say that it has evolved. Remember during that time we were just saying, mommies have me time. Is it a
Yes.
spa date, reading, or is
Yes.
walking? Now it's self-compassion na. It's
Yes.
self-compassion na.
Actually, we need to deepen our knowledge of that me time. No longer me time,
Yes.
but it's actually really self-compassion. We need to tweak
Yes.
how we look at things now.
Yes. So thank you. That was a really fun experience working with you, Chel. And I hope when we revive it in Mommy Mundo, we'll still have you work with us in the program because
Of
it's so
course.
needed now. Yay. So wait, I like everyone, our listeners, to know how to reach you. What are you promoting now? Are there events and are any books coming up? I'm sure you have
Yeah, I
something.
really would like to write a book. But I have the materials already. All I just need to do is really sit down on it. And yes, I have books. I have book on parenting, and that's the co-author of the breakthrough book. Remember, the Growing Up Wild, Raising
Yes.
Pinoy Kids in the Digital Age. You can check it out at anvil.com. And then the
Mhm.
other one, the other two, my award-winning Family Goals, Embracing the
Yes.
Imperfections of Family Life, that is very actually needed now with a lot
Yes.
of families, happening. And then the other one, this is the last one that I launched in 2019, The Beauty of 40, Unwrapping the Gift of Midlife. I'm sure a lot of moms can resonate
Yes.
with what I wrote there because it's actually a part of me, but there's psychology
Yes.
and a whole lot of things. And if you would like to catch what I do, you can follow my Facebook page, Michele Alignay. That's Michelle 1L. And I have also that coffee break every Tuesday and Thursday. It's live. It's conversations
What
on
time is that, Ichel?
1 p.m. Manila time. You can catch it either in YouTube or in Facebook. It's also available in Spotify. So that's Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle.
Yay.
I talk about well-being and family life. These things that Janice and I are
Yes.
advocating. I talk it in depth in my episodes. So what am I
Beautiful.
promoting? Just follow, and then also I will be part
Yes.
of the Feast Conference. This is actually
Yes.
the formerly Kerigma Conference. It's the
Yes.
yearly event that my community, the Light of Jesus, or the Feast community is having. I will be one of the speakers again. It's now not just Feast Conference here, but it's actually an international conference
Global.
because we have a lot of.
Yes. When is that, Ichel? The
It's going
feast.
to be November after Expo Mom Exacto. It's
Yay.
coming November. So you can just follow my social media accounts to get to know more of what I do. And what am I promoting? If you are part of organizations, I do workplace training, workplace
Yes.
well-being, and even parenting and family life. That's so needed, di ba? Parang dati, parang
Yes.
it's really needed. Now it's actually the essentials. I do this for schools,
Yes.
groups,
Schools.
and workplace.
Yes.
That's
So
it.
you can reach Ichel. Your IG is
Oh,
Michelle
it's
Alignay.
Michelle
Michelle 1L.
Alignay. Michelle
Yeah.
1L. It's consistent naman. The IG, the Facebook, and also the YouTube and the Spotify. There you go.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Ichel. It's been a great hour with you. Learned a lot, and I'll try to remember everything also for my own family. Let's all work hard, mommies, to help our families get better, especially during this really critical time. So thank you, Chel. And thank you to everyone who's joined us here at You the Mom. Here, we believe that mom life should be cherished and celebrated. And we believe that you should be cherished and celebrated too. So from us to you, we say,
You,
the mom.
mom.